Hey, what's up, everyone? Sorry for the delay. Good morning. It's Saturday. My guy knows a guy from Twitter. Hope everyone's excited about, it's week 2. We're in the trenches now. NFL tomorrow. I probably won't stay too long, but I'm going to try to go over most of the board, and I have a couple of picks to add. And just before I start, if this is the first time watching my channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, hit the like button. We're going to go over the entire board. I have a few plays to add for you guys. Thanks for joining me. Let me just see, check out the chat. Good morning, everyone. It's week 2. Not the best schedule on paper. Not the best schedule. The matchups are not the best. We don't have like that big marquee game. I think they're trying to promote the. Good morning to everyone in the chat too. Jay Money, what's up, bro? Big hit last night. Boise State first half over. I say ride with Jay Money. Hey, you know what I mean? Good morning, Mark. What's up, G5 Juan? Good morning, Danny, my guy. Austin Price, let's go. ATC Pilot, let's go. Afshin, good morning, bro. AF Bets, yeah, AF Bets, that's my dog from Twitter. Let's get straight to it, bro. I have a lot of information to share, but I'm just gonna try to go rapid fire and get straight to the point. I'm gonna pull up the odds right now, and yeah, I do have a couple plays to add. A few FBS versus FCS matchups popped up late. Some markets opened up this morning. And if you saw my video the other day, you know that a lot of the odds have changed as well. So I'm going to go through it and just try to kind of get straight to it. And let me just pull up the odds for you guys. See if we can make some bread today, See if we can make some bread today. Pretty confident. Where is it at? Okay, so yeah, let me just get to the college football odds. I have a lot going on too. I said I was going to go right on at 10:30. I have a lot of soccer stuff going on now. If you guys saw, I have some soccer plays pending. Hey, wish me the best. Wild markets, wild times. Okay, I'm going to go through in order. We see that the kickoff is at 11 a.m. For the Illinois-Virginia game. The system I roll is telling me to take Illinois plus 10. I'm not really the biggest Brett Bielema guy. Sleepy schedule, 11 a.m. I'm not going to mess with it. Kind of lean towards Illinois with the points, though. Virginia did look impressive, but it was against William Mary FCS school. Good morning to everyone again. Once again, hit the like button for me if you guys can. Hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, watch it in the app. It's free, free picks for everyone. We're just doing what we love. Let me continue. Okay, Army. Yeah, Army blitzed Georgia State last week. No play for me in this game. Actually, I'm all over the place right now. We're going to get right to it. So we're going to get right to it. No play in the Ohio State-Oregon game. I see a lot of people trying Oregon today. I know they have some injury problems. For me, this is a game where I want to just observe. I want to observe. Both teams did not play the highest caliber of opponent, although Ohio State did allow a lot of points to Minnesota. Keep an eye on Ohio State's defense today. I know Oregon has like the offensive reputation, but I'll be interested to see how many points Ohio State allowed today. A lot of people on the over, but usually when you see these bigger schools with a lot of high-level defensive talent, they allow a lot of points at the beginning of the season. They tighten up in the following week. They actually try to make that a point of emphasis. So I'm kind of just observing this game. I know it's a big game. It can't be that big though to the TV channels. They're playing the game at noon. So it can't be it can't be the biggest game, but might not even really get to watch it. Chelsea's playing, but let me get to no play for me in the Ohio State game. As I'm going through the board, I lean towards Tennessee in this game because the number is a better number, plus 3.5. I'm a fan of Pittsburgh's coach, Narduzzi, but he's going to have to prove to me that he can win on the road in an SEC school. I know Tennessee's like kind of on the floor over the last couple of years, but I lean towards SEC in this game. I'm just going through each game in order, but I have my picks already set for you guys. If you guys can just stick with me, I'm going to list out a few picks, my final card going into tonight, going into this afternoon, and then obviously I have a few more plays in my Discord server as well. And things will change throughout the day. Georgia Tech, I think they'll bounce back against Kennesaw State. That's an in-state school, but it's FCS. I'm a bit familiar with Kennesaw State, their basketball team actually from back in the day. But I think Georgia Tech will bounce back against Kennesaw State. Did I bet it? I did not. Michigan State against Youngstown State, nothing for me in this game. Just I think the line has changed quite a bit in this one, actually, or maybe it just opened yesterday. Tulsa and Oklahoma State, I lean towards the over in this game. There's a lot of money on the under, but I don't think that last week's results were indicative of, I know Oklahoma State is going to put up some numbers this year, but they're not going to be challenging for the Big 12 title, nowhere close. But I think that this game may go over, maybe. Minnesota and Miami, Ohio. And just so you know, I've already looked at each one of these games. This is not random. I've actually sat and looked at each one of these games, so I'm just kind of giving you my thoughts on them in terms of the pick. I know there's over 70 college football games today. Over 70 college football games today. So, you can't bet them all. You can't watch them all. We can definitely be aware of the scores and the spreads and stuff. But I tried to look at each one. I did look at every game. But, you can't. There's so much going on. So you guys have to bear with me. A little ADHD. I'm going fast, rapid fire. Let's go. Hit the like button for me. Minnesota and Miami, Ohio. We saw Minnesota put up some points against Ohio State. I think that, but as we know, Abraham, their star running back, is now out for the season. He tore up his knee in that game against Ohio State. Miami, Ohio, MAC team got smoked by Cincinnati. In-state rivalry. They play every year. They had no chance. For me, no play in this game, although my paperwork is telling me to take the Miami, Ohio plus 18.5. It's also saying to take the under in this game. Maybe not that many points, although it's traveling in the other direction. Just giving you guys my leans. Northwestern Indiana State, that market opened up earlier. No play. What else do we have going on? Wake Forest, Norfolk State, nothing on that one. Just going through an order. Then I'll try to break down the actual plays I did bet. I'm going through them, and I'll say that it's an official play as I pass it. I'm just now remembering that a lot of the plays that I made are later in the day. Also, if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at @MyGuyKnowsAGuy. I talk sports betting all the time, and let me know. Just let me know what's going on. And if anyone's into that, Manchester United, Ronaldo just scored. Ronaldo, you guys already know what's going on in the soccer world. Ronaldo just scored just before the half for Manchester United. There's probably a billion people watching that game, but hey, Man U, they're off to the races. Ronaldo, I just missed it. Just looking at the odds, just missed it, just like that. Ronaldo. Okay, 1-0 Man U. I didn't touch that one though. It's -2. Virginia Tech, no play in this one. It's not the best slate today. I'm sure you guys already realized that earlier in the day. Earlier in the week, it's not the best slate. It's not. It's just not. Let's continue. A lot of FBS matchups. Notre Dame, I lean towards Notre Dame -16.5. I believe that last week's game against Florida State was more so of the public and the projections, the experts underselling Florida State and some of the improvements that they've made in the transfer portal and a lot of players coming back. Obviously, Mackenzie Milton didn't play until late in that game. They sort of shocked. They had to come back from behind, but I think that last week's performance was more so about Florida State and another school with good defensive talent that allowed a lot of points. I think they might tighten up. There's a lot of people trying Toledo on this spot, but I don't know. I didn't touch it though. I'm waiting to see on Notre Dame just as they progress. But those are just my thoughts on Notre Dame. That maybe they'll emphasize the defensive side of the ball and maybe not slow things down, but just try to come out on top. At least from the plays from scrimmage, they almost got embarrassed. UConn, we know that they're an embarrassment to the FBS. Their head coach stepped down after the first day, like after the second game. Their head coach stepped down. What's his name? Randy Edsall. Trash program. Wouldn't be surprised if they get smoked. And I rarely take teams after they cover the spread. I rarely do that. But UConn, you'll come out this season 3-9 ATS this season. They're headed for 3-9. That's what they're headed for. 2-10. They're in shambles. Okay, Boston College, UMass. There's a lot of dollars on this game as well. Not here on SportX. I'm looking at the odds on SportX, by the way. No play for this one. Nebraska and Buffalo. I lean towards the under in this game. A lot of people trying Buffalo. I've seen some Buffalo money line tickets as well. Nebraska is not the best. I'm getting text messages about Ronaldo. Man U fans. The Man U fans, friends. What's up, Six Side HK? I know they're seeing it. Some people are just not seeing it on delay. They're just not seeing. Yo, Ronaldo sold $200 million worth of jerseys in like one day. I don't know if you guys saw that. He broke the jersey record forever in sports. They already made the money back that they paid for him, and he's basically going to be playing for free. Ronaldo's going to be playing for free just from the jersey sales. That's business. Okay, Buffalo and Nebraska, under 54.5 is a play I like in that game. Seeing a lot of tickets on Texas A&M, high-power team. Feels like they were snubbed last year. I don't think they did enough last year, but they were a very impressive team. Jimbo Fisher is a coach that I like. I know that the program in general is going to just generally improve every year. I wouldn't be surprised if he has Texas A&M competing for a championship, SEC championship, maybe on an off Nick Saban year. Maybe on an off. Maybe. Death by division. SEC West. They were in the SEC East. They may have already been in the SEC championship game. Akron and Temple, lean towards the under in this game. Georgia and UAB. There's COVID stuff going on in this game. There's a spike of COVID in the locker room. I'm a Georgia Bulldogs, I guess you could say fan. I would say follower. But there's a lot of stuff going on in their locker room. Plus, JT Daniels, the quarterback, is not playing against UAB. I know UAB is not the most high-powered program, but if I'm gonna this season, if I kind of want to go against Georgia, I'm just not gonna bet the game because I expect big things from Georgia this year. Cincinnati in the FBS matchup, minus 36.5 against Murray State. To me, this line is suspiciously low. I respect Cincinnati highly. I'm not gonna play it. Shout out to everyone that's watching in the chat. If you guys could hit the like button for me, if this is your first time watching, or if you're watching it on Twitter. Open the YouTube app and subscribe for me. It's definitely free. We're doing this all the time. Alabama and Mercer. I was on Jay Money's show. Check him out on Twitter and YouTube. Jay Money is Money. Yesterday, talking about this Alabama Mercer game and how Nick Saban seems to not cover very often against FCS and group of five opponents. So it's just pretty surprising. It's just pretty surprising when you go back and look at it over time. If this number was 56, I probably would have bet Mercer. Please don't laugh at me for that. It's just one play of many. But if this play, maybe you could buy a point, Mercer, plus 56. Even though Nick Saban, he did have a press conference. He chewed the team out. He just chewed the team out about them coming off of the win against Miami. They crushed Miami to dust. And then at practice on Monday, Nick Saban said they had a really bad practice. He says that it's because they know they're playing Mercer and it's unacceptable. That's the sign of a good coach. He knows they're playing Mercer, a doormat. Any other team would just be happy with a 30-point win. He wants to crush them to dust. That's what he's saying. He's trying to put that in his players, but will they listen? We're going to see today. Maybe they'll cover the first half. I see people complaining that the first half market for Alabama is not even out. Maybe the books probably already know. They probably already know. This one right here, I know it's an FCS matchup, but just because UC Davis upset Tulsa last week, if you guys don't know, UC Davis was plus 22. They won outright. They won money line against Tulsa last week. Now they're playing another FCS school. I almost never bet FCS versus FCS games, but if I did, I would take San Diego plus 21.5. A mob game. That'll be a mob game on the West Coast. Let's see, Iowa State. I lean towards Iowa State. It's crazy. I read something that this might be the most. This is the game with the most tickets today. And the majority of them are on Iowa. For the people that are interested in that information, I lean towards the over as well. But Iowa State in the over in that one. I don't know. They were looking ahead last week. Let's go. There's a lot of theories. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's Saturday. There's 70 games. Bear with me. Now, this game, Clemson, I think they're going to smoke South Carolina State. If you guys watched my video the other day on college football, then you saw that I was leaning toward – I like them a lot, actually, on the minus 45. I've been talking about it all week. It only opened on like one or maybe two books at minus 45. Now it's minus 41. Minus 49. Sorry for the error. Minus 49 Clemson. Dabo Swinney knows that his path back to the playoff after losing week one is to crush all these teams to dust. I'm not the biggest DJ Wagalele fan, but I think that they still have enough firepower to cover on in-state. Maybe a handshake game. This is a handshake game. They crushed South Carolina State. Looks good on their resume towards that. It doesn't even matter. The resume doesn't even matter. That theory is actually laughable. Let me not even get there. But Clemson minus 49. Maybe by a half a point. Let's see how that goes. South Carolina State's not the best FCS school. Another FBS versus FCS matchup, West Virginia against Long Island Shark. I know a lot of people are very hesitant to give up these big spreads. I don't do it all the time, but I like to do it early in the season with teams that I think are really good, but that will bounce back in week 2. So I'm not just going to be out here every week giving out minus 49, minus 50. It's just situational stuff. Week 2, there happens to be a lot of those situations on the same day. West Virginia minus 48.5 is another one of those candidates. They got stood up by Maryland last week. Tua's brother. They lost to Tua's brother last week. And maybe they won't all cover, but I anticipate maybe like over 80% of the FBS, FCS matchups that I'm talking about will probably cover. Good straight bet opportunities. Maybe don't parlay them all, but maybe West Virginia minus 48 is a good candidate. Not as strong a candidate to me as Clemson, but hey. Also, if you guys are watching, take a second, hit the like button. I probably won't be here too much longer. And you're right, Jay and King Dre. Everyone's on Iowa. They have the coaching edge. The only thing that's kind of scaring me is Iowa does have the coaching edge, but I support Iowa State backers today. And I wish you guys the best on that. If you guys are still here rocking with me, hit the like button. The games are going to start in 5 minutes. Even though I didn't have any plays on the early games, probably won't stay too long. Don't even know the soccer scores. Bear with me for 1 second. I got a lot going on. Yeah, I tweeted that out earlier. I know not many people watch soccer, but I did tweet that a lot of these teams are going to come out sluggish after the international break. It's a long time to not be playing after you have your rhythm. We know this for every sport. All the people who are watching with me right now who are fans of North American sports, you guys know teams coming off the All-Star break. Same thing in soccer. Teams coming off the international break. I kid you not, that Man U goal is the only goal right now of all the Premier League action. Dreary, boring action right now. A lot of unders. Let's see how the second half goes. Let me get back to the college football. Follow me on Twitter too, at @myguyknowsaguy. If you guys are not, if you're just maybe discovered the video on YouTube. This game is one of my official plays. I did play it at +3. I'm going to sprinkle the money line maybe further. Is Mississippi State. It's a contrarian play. NC State is, they have a lot of players returning. They have a coach that seems to lose maybe 2 to 3 games that he shouldn't every year. In Dorn, he was pretty good back in the day at Northern Illinois. He's building something at NC State. They may smell blood with Clemson taking an L early. I know that NC State will probably come out with a lot of energy, but it's going to be different with the fans in the stands. Mississippi State has a good passing attack. They were pretty scared. They were pretty scared. They had a pretty close call with LA Tech last week. Had to come back from behind. But if you watch the fourth quarter, they looked like a completely different team. It looked like that's when they started to play. I expected they'll be. NC State's going to have to prove that they can beat a mid-range SEC team on the road to me today. Okay, I don't have as much on Mississippi State as I do the other games, but I tried it. It was +3 when I bet it on my video. Sometimes you can, that video came out on Tuesday. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notifications, turn notifications on for when I drop plays earlier in the week, because sometimes we might be on the right side and the lines will change and we'll just be on the right side. You never know. Or you can win both ways because of closing line value. Sometimes you'll be on the wrong side though. This is a different environment with college sports. Sideshow's got money on the Empoli match. Who are they playing? Senza Tia, right? So a mob game. It's a mob game in Italy. Mob game in Serie A. I'm going to see what's going on, though. I'm going to check the score. But look, okay, let me get back to this. So, yeah, I like Mississippi State. I know that I'm not a big guy. I'm not high on South Florida this year. I think their quarterback is horrible. I went back and watched the tape against NC State. The quarterback of South Florida is horrible. So, I think Mississippi State could have beaten South Florida 45-0. Maybe not 45-0, but pretty close to that margin, Made a lot of mistakes, a lot of intercept, a lot of sloppy play. Let me continue. Throws a little dry. I'm saying a lot of words every minute. Bear with me, everyone. Another play for me that's official. I just skipped out the Florida International game. No play. SMU, no play. Wisconsin. Okay, I like Wisconsin -26. I've talked about that a lot this week. They had 90 plays from scrimmage against Penn State. If they get anywhere close to that output yesterday, as I was discussing on J Money's show yesterday, and my video early on Twitter Spaces earlier in the week, the offensive line of Eastern Michigan is just inferior. Wisconsin coming off a disappointing home loss against a conference powerhouse. I guess you could say in Penn State, if you want to call them a powerhouse, they're a really, really good team. Maybe I went too far, but I like Wisconsin to cover today. I bet that already. Another game that's a lot of line movement, bouncing around from -7 to -9, is the Miami game against App State. I like Miami in this game. To bounce back. I wish it was under 7, the spread, but it was 9 just last night. They're returning a lot of players on offense that are going to feel restrained, that are going to want to put on their best show. App State is a really good team, respectable team, but people have the perception of App State from the previous years. It's not the same coach. It's another guy. It's his second season building another program again, but they're still going to be a formidable foe amongst group of 5 teams. But I don't think it's going to be the same App State as previous years. As you can see, they did defeat East Carolina, a team that maybe on the rise, but I think Miami has enough offensive talent. They may allow a bit of points, but I think that they're going to get off. Teams that get crushed by Alabama that have dignity, they perform well in the next week. Okay. Yeah. 1 second. Let me just drink some water. Can I drink some water? You guys can always watch these videos later. You can always watch them later. A lot of these games are later in the day anyways. Okay, yeah, so I talked about that Miami game. The next game is New Mexico and New Mexico State. I like the over in this game. There was a better number earlier in the week. It was 53. New Mexico State hasn't put up much so far this season, but they played much stiffer competition than New Mexico up until now, and this might be a chance for both teams to kind of open up their playbooks. And if you guys go and look back, New Mexico State, I think there's going to be points in this one. Liberty and Troy. It's a low line, but Liberty is on the road. But Liberty, I may have missed the wave. Liberty is on a 9-game covering streak. Liberty has covered 9 straight games for the people who have been tracking this team. Just throwing that out there. Texas and Arkansas. Texas is on the rise. Their stock market indicator is rising, so I'm going to fade this game. I'm going to chill out on this one. I'm going to speed up now and get out of here because I want to watch the games. I'm not even going to front. I want to watch the games. Soccer too. Let me borrow some eyes. Let me get some eyes, everyone. So you can't watch it all. NFL tomorrow. You guys join me tomorrow. I'm going to put out some light NFL picks, but if you guys know me from Twitter, I'm cautious in week 1 of any sport. So, light plays week 1 NFL. Then I'm going to crank it up like I did today with college football. Week 2 NFL. Better late than never. I'll still put some stuff out, though. Okay, just going through. I liked Oklahoma if the line was under 49. They're another FBS versus FCS bounce-back candidate playing a doormat in West Carolina. -50 is a bit steep, but hey, let's keep our eye on that one. I think Oklahoma can get that. Another game that's for me, this one's official. Missouri versus Kentucky. I like Missouri plus 5.5. It dipped to 5. I bet it at 5.5 earlier in the week. Now it's back up to 5.5. I actually think Missouri can win this game outright. Maybe the first half money line. So give me Missouri plus 5.5. North Carolina versus Georgia State. I'm going to dodge this one. I know it's weird they lost week 1, but I somehow think North Carolina should still be favored by more. I lean towards Indiana, minus 31.5. That has gone up by 2 points just since I've started this live stream. It's pretty noteworthy. They are a team that people were high on. I'm still not high on Indiana this week and this season, but they do have the parts and the components to crush an FCS school after a disappointment like last week. They have the components. Another line that shot up. I'll still make it official. LSU minus 39 against McNeese State. It was 34.5. That was a much better number. It's reasonable to win by 5 touchdowns. That was reasonable to win by 5 touchdowns. Now the price is steeper. Maybe at this juncture I would put less on the game. But maybe I would take LSU. Take LSU minus 39. Ed Orgeron crushes son. His son is the quarterback, if you guys don't know. yeah, so let me just keep scanning through. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Hey, I'm just giving out picks. Maybe I can open up a Twitter Spaces as well. If you guys are not familiar, Twitter Spaces is an audio chat feature. You guys can join. We can just talk, and you can join. It's more interactive. Anyone can join. Maybe I'll open up that to actually talk the games and break them down. If you guys want to join, feel free. Maybe I'll do it during a key moment, but for now, I'm probably just going to track the games and see what's going on. Let me scan through the games. We're getting into the later games. I like Stanford plus 17.5 tonight. I like Stanford plus 17.5. I'll just leave you guys with that. I'll leave you guys with that. So I'm going to recount what I talked about, maybe some of the leans as well. I like Wisconsin minus 26. I like LSU minus 39. I like Missouri plus 5.5. I like Clemson at minus 49. Maybe buy a half a point, make it 49. There's one game I didn't talk about. My bad. I just went past it on the schedule. Is Washington. I do like Washington. It's 6.5 here on sportx.bet. But if you can get 7, or even if you can get 7, hey, I don't know. Jim Harbaugh is gonna have to prove it to me against stiffer competition. I know Montana. It's crazy. We're talking about this. It's just one play, but the two most bet games today are Iowa versus Iowa State and Washington versus Michigan. The two games with the highest ticket count. Overwhelming majority are taking Washington and Iowa. Maybe one of the two can cover, but do I think both will cover? No. And Washington may have a chance to be in this game. Maybe first half money line as well. But yeah, I'll add Washington to the card. Other than that, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I'll just leave you guys with that. Wisconsin minus 26, LSU minus 39, Missouri plus 5.5, Clemson minus 49, Washington plus 7. Maybe some lighter plays. Maybe Georgia Tech minus 18, Indiana minus 30, West Virginia minus 48.5. Maybe Mercer if you can get the better number at 56. I've got some soccer plays on my Twitter account, and I'm going to leave you with that. If you guys, this is your first time watching my channel, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel for me. It's free. I talk sports betting and sports predictions all the time. I appreciate your time. I guess 30 minutes is fine, and I just said a lot. And hey, what's up, Sosa? I just he said Liberty team total. I'm gonna look into that. What's the number? And all the Premier League games. Yeah, I'm gonna check the soccer scores too. I have the reason I'm really running out of here right now is because there's a lot of stuff that I have on. We need to crank up the spaces. Sosa, what's up? Let's crank that spaces up. And yeah, Liberty team total. I'm gonna take a look at that too. Maybe the Wisconsin team total too. If you guys have I don't even know what it is. Wisconsin team total. I would take a look at that. Should be a great day of college football. Week 2. I got some baseball stuff going on. Just trying to have fun on my Saturday. Stay disciplined. So many plays. Just remember, it's just week 2. NFL tomorrow. Don't crush your whole bankroll. And yeah, let's see if there's some live bets. And for that, yeah, I'm just gonna drink some water and get out of here. See you guys, everyone.